All right, guys, let's do a technical analysis on Bitcoin right now. I'm at the airport waiting for my flight. It's Friday, October the 19th. It's about 3:42 p.m. here in, where am I? In Bucharest, Romania. It wasn't really that eventful of a time here. But let's take a look at the market to see what it's doing right now because I am extremely interested in it right now. I'm interested in a short position for Ripple, just to be 100% transparently clear with you guys, all right? Let's keep this very short and sweet to roughly anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes for this technical analysis. So the way that I always advise people to start their typical technical analysis, depending on if you are a swing trader or investor or a scalper, is always started on the daily chart. And the reason why we start on the daily chart is because we want to get a big picture of everything that is going on right now. And in the grand scheme of things, always keep it on a log scale as well. So if you guys are not familiar with what a log scale is the logarithmic scales. Basically, okay, let's put it this way. When you put on a log scale, it compresses a lot of the data to give you a better visual representation of how these graphs look. So where we left off last time with our technical analysis was basically this massive bull trap, okay? So I'm going to give you guys my interpretation right now of a possible bull scenario that could happen, but in my opinion, not that likely to happen. Because if you actually look on the daily chart right now, okay? Let's look on the daily chart. What we are seeing on the daily chart was an attempt by the bulls to actually keep the price action very high, right? They tried to keep it right above the 6630 range, but we trend well below now the 6600 range. That's relative to the 55 moving average. So the 55 moving average is a good indication of where the bulls and the bears are trying to fight, right? As we can see, for example, right here in the market, this right here is a representation of the bulls trying to push the market up, 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 up. We get a gigantic green candle right here, but this one here looks like a bullish candle that rejects to the downside, right? With kind of like a hammer candle that rejects. But instead, the way it should be seen is actually a doji slash hammer candle that ends up being like a hanging man, followed by another doji that ends up completely downtrending. And here, guys, you think of it from this perspective of a very large uptrend. And when we see it with a really large uptrend, we come down right here, we can't go up any further, we get a double doji combination candle with a really bearish candle for the day. And this one right here is actually an indication of not being able to successfully close above the 55 EMA. And as we've seen many times, where we try to sustain above the 55 EMA, we simply just cannot, and we fall below it. So in the grand scheme of things, it is actually possible for us to get one more wave upwards, but the question is, will it actually extend higher? So what we always have to remember is this, okay? Every time you break outside of a resistance, that resistance needs to turn into a support. That's why throughout this bull run right here, what I was indicating to the public was that it would have been nice if we actually retraced down to over here, right around the 6,800, 7K, 6,700 ranges, and then simply just bounce up it like that, right? Now, is this volume right here an indication that people are generally interested in pushing it up, or is it just pure FOMO? We simply don't know yet. Now, let's zoom into a smaller time frame and evaluate this from the perspective of an Elliott wave analysis and see if this is actually going to be an Elliott wave failure or not. So let's say we denoted this right here as a wave 1 going up and a wave 2 going up there or down there, and a 3, and then a 4, and then bam, a 5. Now, even if we ended up getting something like a double top, I would be extremely happy about this, okay? Because a double top would simply imply that we had enough force from a rally from the bulls to push it all the way upwards, okay? Let's see if this actually can happen. Now, ideally, what would happen or what could happen is if we take our Fibonacci trend-based extension, okay? If we take our trend-based extension, we clearly see this one hitting well over 461.8. In fact, they probably hit the 561.8. Now, if we extended it and just did a quick guess on it, sorry guys, you guys never heard me do that, okay? Let's say you ended up doing something just like this right here, where this is going 1, 2, 3, and then we just gauged it, right? And it didn't do a double top, and wave 4 did almost the same distance. Remember that according to Elliott wave 3 is often the longest and it's actually never the shortest, right? So if we just assume that it's slightly shorter than wave 3, we can almost say that it's going to get a little bit of a higher price point than wave 5. But regardless of that, if that actually happened, we would take the Fibonacci range of the entire structure, let's say it got there, right? And then we would actually bounce right to here. Let me show you guys exactly what I'm referring to, okay? Let's say we ended up retracing here. Now, first of all, let's check these price points. And what we're checking is that, okay, right now it's specifically at the 0.786 Fibonacci level, which happens to be the flavor of the year, right? So if we actually bounce off of the 786 Fibonacci level, then it would be very clear to me that, hey, we're going to get some pretty good price points up to over here, right? It could be even double top, it could be even truncated, but regardless of that, let's say we assume that it was shorter than wave 3, but slightly higher. Shorter than wave 3, but broke out of there. So now we take our Fibonacci range of the entire structure, and then we just assume a very basic ABC type of structure. So if we assumed an ABC type of structure, bam, we first of all find two confluent reasons to enter a trade. One would be because it's in the golden pocket / golden ratio range, and two, we are actually bouncing off of the support, right? That was formerly a resistance. So this is the bullish move that I'm hoping will actually happen. But the question is, will it actually happen, or will we actually get impulse wave failures? In my opinion, I'm banking on an impulse wave failure, guys. I'm sorry to say, the volume is absolutely dying as it should, but we also have to remember that the volume is not really picking up whatsoever, even on a lower time frame. So guys, I'm very bearish right now, okay? I'm super bearish, but this candle, if it turned green with more volume picking up and the moving average ended up going higher, I'd be incredibly happy about it. But as it stands right now, I am actually incredibly bearish in the market altogether, just because, guys, there's no fundamental change that has been happening whatsoever, okay? So I wanted to give you guys my 2 cents on that. And if it does break up, guys, you always have to remember that we need enough force and enough of a rally to have a clear conviction of an uptrend where the bulls will not get trapped. And the second thing that needs to happen is this specific price point needs to break well high enough so that we bounce off of the support, which was previously a resistance. Now, everybody in the market, guys, they all want to see Bitcoin break out of this type of triangle, right? To break outside of this triangle that's actually been forming for a really long time, since the low of February 6th on the $6,000 range. So in my personal opinion, I don't think that we have enough of a fundamental change to spike up that high yet, but we do have to remember that this volume is actually very significant, and it's actually been the most volume that we have actually had in a tremendously long time. Now, let's go to CoinMarketCap and see where this is actually trending overall. I think we're still well below the $250 billion range. There we go. We actually down-ticked about $3 billion in the past 24 hours. 24-hour volume for Bitcoin is actually almost deplorable in my personal opinion, okay? Always click on the 24-hour volume here, okay? You're going to get a gauge. Actually, sorry, I'm clicking on the wrong one here. Go to Bitcoin right here. I got to go. My flight's coming in less than 30 minutes. Okay, guys? I think am I even at the right gate? I've got no fucking idea. Oops, excuse my language. Okay, guys? So we take a look at the historical data right here. Let's go to Bitcoin really quickly. Okay. Come on. Let's go to historical data really quickly, and this will give you a very good gauge of the volume in general. So if you guys take a look at the volume on that specific day, we did $7 billion on October 15, and now we're slowly waning off at 4 billion, 4 billion, 3.9 billion, and today, not really that surprising at 3.8 billion. But the big question is, will this actually be considered the fourth wave? Now, what I'm waiting for is a really nice wick and a candle. Okay, if that actually ends up happening, that would be a really good signal to go long. But as it stands right now, I'm actually in a Ripple short position. Now let's talk really quickly about why I am in a Ripple short position and my personal targets. Okay, so the reason why I'm in a Ripple short position is simple. It's because it's an ascending type of triangle that I personally see. Don't you guys all see the same thing right now as well? very difficult to argue this point with a lot of hidden bearish divergences that are showing across the board. So my personal target is going to be slightly below here at the 455 range, simply because I do not want to get trapped. I don't want to have a small throw over to the bearish side and then be completely trapped and have it as a bear trap, and then we simply break out of it. And because I'm actually traveling, I don't see any reason to scalp for a higher target than that. So anyways, I just want to say hi to you guys from the Bucharest airport here in Romania, and I'll be taking a small layover in Budapest, and then I will be going to France, back to Marseille, and then I think I'm going to Switzerland on November 7th. I think I'm going to Switzerland, but I might actually cancel that flight and just go to Thailand instead, because I just feel like seeing Thailand and Laos. So anyways, have a great day. Thank you very much for tuning in. I love you guys very much. If you guys love these videos, make sure you like it. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and help me get to 200,000 followers this year, guys. Take care now. Bye.